So if you haven't participated in any Fallout game, you can still enjoy this series for what it is. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Spenmo Rex Speaks. Appreciate you joining me. Sorry I had to take a break last week, but I had some things to do. But now we're back. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you share the stream. It does a lot more for the algorithm than you know. Let's get right into it. This week, I am going to break down Fallout, the TV series, on Prime. Now, if you don't know, Fallout is one of my favorite game series of all time. Actually, it probably is my favorite game series of all time. It's right up there with Final Fantasy, and I would have to give the lean to Fallout just because of the sheer amount of hours I've put in and the joy I've had playing these games. Now, we can go over which Fallout game's the best. Personally, I think it's Fallout 3. I know we've got the Fallout 76 apologists, the Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics realists. You've got the Church of New Vegas, and everybody who just started playing Fallout 4, they'll tell you something different. But I love Fallout 3 the most. So I was really excited when I heard that it was getting its own show and that it was done by Prime, because Prime has put out a lot of good shows so far, and this was another one to add to the list. Fallout was amazing. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. You don't have to watch, or you don't have to know the game series to watch the show. It really does a good job of explaining what Fallout's all about. If you haven't played Fallout, you haven't seen Fallout, you don't know what it is, it's a post-apocalyptic future where the Russian menace, the Cold War was an actual thing, and the Russians dropped nukes everywhere. And the Fallout shelters that these people live in are called vaults. And so you go up through the vaults and you stay there while all of the toxic nuclear radioactive activity happens outside that mutates all these monsters and these people and changes everything on the outside world. And Fallout takes place, the main three characters, I'd say it's pretty even between the three of them, although Lucy is the main character. Lucy is a vault dweller. She's a vault dweller. She's part of a 3 series of vaults, Vault 31, 32, and 33. Raiders break into one of the vaults. They kill a bunch of people. They kidnap her dad and take him outside the vault, her dad being the overseer. And she goes on this whole conquest to bring him back, save his life, rescue him, and be the hero. Throughout all of that, you get a look at some of the things that made the games great. Whether it just be random side quests popping up that have these crazy characters that sell you random things or make you do random things, or the villains and the animals and monsters and different things you fight outside of the vault. You get a Yao guy, you get a Mr. Gusty, you get rad roaches. Obviously, there's ghouls, both feral and non-feral, all over the place in this series. I think it's very well done, very well executed. Lucy's a very likable main character, and on top of that, you get the best faction in all of Fallout to have its own storyline, and that faction is, of course, the Brotherhood of Steel. The Brotherhood of Steel, if you don't know Fallout or you've seen it around, those are the dudes that wear the big suits of power armor that look like giant robots that go around killing everything. It's kind of, they're either good or they're not good. Depends how you look at it. They're really not that good, but in Fallout 4, you get to kill their leader. In Fallout 3, they're basically the good guys. So depending on how you look at it, you either like the Brotherhood or you don't. Personally, I like the Brotherhood because you get the best armor and weapons from them. So I really liked seeing Maximus, who was a squire and goes out there with a cowardly Brotherhood knight who ends up dying because he's blaming Maximus for a bunch of different things. Maximus gets off in his armor and is setting out on his own quest to find an Enclave spy. So if you don't know what the Enclave are basically the big baddies. These scientific geniuses. They conduct a bunch of things. They are the final enemies in Fallout 3. And when you look at what they're doing, you can pull away similarities from all of the games to what they're doing in the show. I think it's really well done. You get the whole Brotherhood storyline of Maximus with him training, becoming a squire, getting hazed, not getting chosen, then getting chosen because of an injury, and then going with a piece of shit knight. He ends up taking advantage of the situation in true Commonwealth fashion to just take the situation ahead of you, get what's best out of it, and go out there and make something of it. I love the whole Maximus storyline. He's funny because they get down to a vault in one of the episodes, and he's never been in a vault before. He's never had deviled eggs and popcorn and clean water, and he's just sitting there with his feet up, eating popcorn and watching TV, and he feels like the man. while he's supposed to be hunting down this Enclave scientist who has a super important, detailed technology stashed inside of him that everyone over the wasteland is trying to find. And then you get your third storyline, which is the coolest out of all of them. Enter Cooper Howard, a.k.a. the Ghoul. Cooper Howard was an actor from the before the bombs were dropped. He's this famous actor turned sideshow enthusiast because of his wife was actually a part of Vault-Tec. And I don't want to get too deep into what's going on there, but his wife was a part of Vault-Tec who builds these vaults. And he is the thumbs up guy. He is the guy, the Fallout guy, the Vault-Tec guy. That is him. He's the actor for that. And he ends up getting caught in the blast at some point, turns into a ghoul. And if you know what ghouls are in Fallout, hey, Smooth Skin. Thanks. Yeah. Look at you, Smooth Skin. Oh, man, I'm just mad wrinkly and all blah, blah. They're basically humans that have been so affected by radiation poisoning that they turn into zombies, basically. But they can keep their mind and keep their wits about them if they get to a certain level of getting fucked up. And this is something that is very prevalent because you have the feral ghouls who are just mindless killing zombies, and non-feral ghouls, which are just humans basically, but have leather skin. And so his character is a bounty hunter that is also raised from the dead to go collect the bounty on this Enclave scientist. So all of their paths get aligned. You have a lot of shenanigans and different Fallout-esque quests going on while they're trying to hunt down this Enclave scientist. You get such cool cameos of different things. Like they go to Philly. It's called Philly, but it looks like Megaton is a city in Fallout 3. They go to a Super Duper Mart, which is one of the first quests you do in Fallout 3. You go clear out a Super Duper Mart. There's just so many good callbacks to the games that the purists who play Fallout and love it will enjoy it very much, as well as it's very good at explaining and building its own story. So if you haven't participated in any Fallout game, you can still enjoy this series for what it is. I love Fallout as a series. I think Prime did a really good job with it. It's already renewed for Season 2, which is going to be New Vegas, which is going to be awesome. I think there are going to be some things that were involved in New Vegas that they're going to fix in the series, hopefully. But on top of that, there are some things we need to see. So if you haven't watched it and you don't want spoilers of what you may or may not see, fast forward through this a little bit. But there are a couple things I was upset about not seeing in the first season of Fallout. So, right, like I said, if you don't want to know what's not in it, then you can fast forward a little bit. But not having Deathclaws in it kind of sucked. I'm not going to lie. Deathclaws are the pivotal villain in Fallout games. They are the big bad. They are, when you think of, oh shit, I don't want to fight that thing, it's a Deathclaw. So having a Deathclaw in it would have been awesome, but there were hints that there's going to be Deathclaws involved in Season 2, and it would make sense if it's in New Vegas and there's more Deathclaws out there, because if you played New Vegas, you know they're all over the place. Number 2, the probably second most iconic villain or monster in all of Fallout, super mutants. There were no super mutants in Fallout 1, which I think they kind of dropped the ball on, because if you know super mutants, you know they're also, on top of being just cool villains, they're funny as shit. So they could have had a lot of great just comedic and satirical factors added onto the super mutants story. But again, I do think that's going to be part of Season 2. I do think we're going to get super mutants in Season 2. And then another thing I didn't like was the weapons were kind of bland. They were using the 10mm machine guns. Obviously, you got the 10mm pistol, which is iconic. You have whatever gun that the ghoul is using. It doesn't really explain. You do get to see small cameos of like laser pistols, laser rifles, junk launchers, different things. But I wish you got a little bit more weaponry and some customization of weaponry. I think that would be a cool touch. But again, Season 1, not going to hold it over their heads. Season 2, I want to see Deathclaws. Season 2, I want to see Super Mutants. Season 2, I want to see some more companions, because we know throughout all of the Fallout series, Dogmeat was in it, so that Dogmeat has to be in it. So good thing Dogmeat was in it. But I want to see Fox. I want to see Nick Valentine. I want to see some other companions that you get throughout the different Fallouts. But other than just the nitpicky stuff I just mentioned, I thought it was a great Season 1. My dad watched it with me. He's never played any of the Fallout games. He enjoyed it a lot. So whether you're someone who, like me, who's played every Fallout game, loves all of them, and was really excited for this, or someone like him who has never played any of the Fallout games and didn't know what to expect, you can equally enjoy this series. It does a good job of touching base with its source material while being its own unique story that you can get in and enjoy. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Fallout Season 1 was great. Excited for Season 2 in New Vegas. Appreciate y'all for listening. Make sure you smash that like button. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.